Hey guys, this is Amber from NotableInk.com, and I am here today with some inspiration for the Hedgehog Hollow June 2019 subscription box. So this is an ocean themed box, and I'm going to be creating some clean and simple embossed vellum cards today. 4 cards in this set, but before we get started creating, let's take a look at the box. So as always, you get the limited edition postcard with a list of all of the items on the back. So in this box we have 6 envelopes, so 2 light blue, 2 dark blue here. For the first time ever, the Hedgehog Hollow has included a 6x6 paper pack. I've already taken it out of the package here and I've split them out a little bit because we're going to be using the watercolor wash papers that you see here. So there's 24 papers in the set and you get 2 of each design. So you can see that there's a few different watercolor wash there. Then you have these cool wave patterns. So again, 2 of each of those designs. And then we have some seahorse and jellyfish papers. Here's a larger pattern in that set. You have kind of like an abstract wave pattern here. And then we have some black papers with almost some neon colors. And we've got jellyfish on both of those in 2 different sizes. And sorry that I'm a little nasally, I've got just a little bit of a head cold or an allergy going on. And then here's the front of the paper pack there. So they're all one-sided so that you don't waste any paper when you use the front or back side of one of them. So for regular subscribers, you also get this sentiment set here. These are great sentiments for both on the outside and the inside of your card. Here is the first set. This is Just Keep Swimming stamp set, and it's got some large stamps in there and then tons of ocean related sentiments that are really unique. This is the All in the Wave stamp set, so it's full of different types of waves, a jellyfish there. And then this is a layering stamp set. This is the Seashore stamp set, and we've got a seahorse, some coral, and then some bubbles, and then also some kelp and things like that. So I've gone ahead and cut some layers of cardstock that I'm going to be using. So I've got an A2 size piece of Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. I have all the sizes of the papers listed on my blog post, so check that out if you want the specific sizes. Then I have a piece of the watercolor wash paper that we're going to be using, and then also a piece of vellum. And I've gone ahead and cut 4 sets of these. Definitely if you want to make more cards. This was also in the kit. This is a Nuvo glitter marker, and this is an Athenian blue, and it is just gorgeous. There's also another piece of cardstock in there. It's like it's a clear acetate, but it's holographic. It's a really cool piece of paper. Sorry I didn't show it here. So I've gone ahead and stamped this conch shell, and I didn't show the whole thing because I don't end up using this, but I did want you to see how it heat embosses in case you're interested in heat embossing this image. I loved this image. The only reason I didn't use it is because I didn't feel like the size and the density of it matched the other ones that I did. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the stamping and the heat embossing of the jellyfish that I'm going to do. So you can see there I'm kind of like, I don't know if that one goes with these other images as a set per se. So I grabbed another piece of vellum. I am going to go ahead and treat it with an anti-static powder tool. And then I'm going to grab my jellyfish and a sentiment. And I take a little bit of time to pick the sentiment in here. And I left this in here in case you wanted to see exactly what these sentiments say. There's just lots of really unique and great sentiments in there to choose from. So I'm picking one that makes sense to go with the jellyfish, but also in a length that is going to fit my piece of vellum here as well. And then the nice thing about the vellum, of course, is that you can see your grid paper underneath it. So you'll see me here just counting the grid boxes to make sure that I have things lined up. And then once I have it lined up, I'll pick it up with my MISTI door and I'm going to go ahead and condition my stamps. So I'm just using just a regular white eraser and just gently rubbing that over the surface. That's going to help my ink Not that the embossing ink isn't going to stick well, but I do like to condition my stamps before I use them, so that's how I do that. So I'm just using some clear sticky embossing ink. I'll go ahead and stamp that. And I can't remember if I stamp it once or twice. I think I just do it once. I think I got a good impression with it just one time, yeah. So you can kind of see it there. And then I'll just use a folded piece of paper and I'm going to sprinkle on Altenew pure white embossing powder. And then what I would recommend is have your heat tool warming up as you're adding your embossing powder. And so what I did for the other ones is I went ahead and embossed those all at the same time. That way your tool is good and hot, it's ready to go, and you're going to see less warping of your vellum. So there I'm just clearing off my surface with my Nouveau surface sweep. And I'm just going to heat this. Now the trick with embossing vellum is that you want to use short bursts of heat. So I have it pretty far away and you want to bring it to the paper and then take it away and bring it to the paper and take away. And you don't see that as much here, but especially with the conch shell, I literally would just have it there for a second and take it away. And so here I'm just bending the vellum back and forth so that it lays nice and flat. And you can see that these pieces stayed pretty flat. If they didn't, what I would recommend is maybe putting them underneath a heavy book, heating them from the back, which is what you saw me do. Here you can see, yeah, I don't think the conch shell matches those. So I'm going to go ahead and make it a 4-card set with the 4 images at the top. And you can see how that looks there. I think that that image, because it's so detailed, is going to look better stamped in maybe black or a dark gray or something like that. But I just didn't think it went with this set here. So now we'll assemble our cards, and what I did off screen was I took my A2 panels and I ran them through a wave embossing folder. That folder has been discontinued, so if you don't have a wave embossing folder, but maybe you have a stencil with a wave pattern or something else ocean themed, go ahead and use that. You can definitely emboss with a stencil. I do it all the time. You just have to play around with your sandwich to get the right one. So my trimmer is getting a little dull and the edge of this vellum was a little rough, so I'm just using my Tombow Mono Sand Eraser to just smooth that out a little bit. I popped up the watercolor wash piece on some foam tape, and then I'm going to go ahead and use some Ranger multimedia matte adhesive just on the back of the embossing here. So it's going to hide the glue behind the embossing. You could also use a large Nouveau glue pen. If you watched my 2 previous videos using vellum, that's the adhesive that I used. And I didn't think about it when I was doing these. I just grabbed the Ranger because that's what was close and handy, but you can definitely use the Nouveau glue pen, which I love. Here's how they turned out, and I hope that you enjoyed these projects today. I really love these watercolor wash pattern papers that were included in the box, and definitely the size and the theme of these stamps are also really appeal to me, particularly during the summer months. So I hope that you have fun creating with your June box. If you weren't able to get your hands on the June box, I think there are still some available, so I'll leave a link below for you to check that out. And I will be back throughout the rest of the month with more inspiration for the June and July boxes. If you like this video, please consider hitting the like, subscribe, and bell button so that you don't miss any additional inspiration. I really appreciate you stopping by today, and until next time, breathe, ink, inspire.